Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just in the greenhouse for the afternoon. It was kind of a cloudy morning. Shade cloth is off, and as soon as I start getting all the equipment out for filming, the sun starts to come out. So fans are off, door is open. We're going to do a greenhouse tour for August. We're going to look at everything: carnivorous plants, orchids, some of my new plants that I've got, interesting things, lowland chambers open, all kinds of stuff. I have a few new pieces of equipment in here. Some of my old equipment crapped out, so there's a new fogger on the floor. The last one I got, what can I say? I did a video on it. It was free. It lasted for 3/4 of a year. Let me know that I really like the hydro fogger type equipment, so I have a new one of those in here. An extra fan is in the corner now as well. What else? Hoyas are all doing really good. They're all my cuttings are starting to come out in leaf now. Lots of stuff in bloom for August. It's been really bright. Shade cloth hasn't been down other than today for a month or so. There's just been no cloudy days. But anyway, so what I've done, I've turned off the air conditioner, turned off the fans. The door's open. I've left on the humidity just for fun, so it might start to rain on us as we do the little tour. But why don't I bring you down? We're going to try to do this in one sort of big go, and we'll see how this ends up. I don't know if it'll be one part or two. But let me bring you down and we'll get started. Alright, so let's get started in the area we normally do. Since we last had an orchid update, I think I moved quite a few plants outside for the summertime just to see how they do. I just kind of split them up a bit. I wasn't planning on it, but then I did, so there we go. It's a little bit light in here. The floor is kind of empty and stuff. The leafless orchid has got lots of new roots starting on it. You can see a nice root there. It had no new growth on it whatsoever when I first got it. And I could see it's actually starting to grow from the crown or the core there. It's getting some stuff happening, so that's kind of cool. Hopefully flowers won't be too far behind. I've done so much repotting this year as well, so you can see lots of new roots coming out in dendrobiums and stuff like that. My new orchids that I did the update on a few weeks back, maybe a month back now, time flies. They're sort of mixed in the bunch here, so you'll see them as we go. I'm trying to dig my way in here, tucked in with the orchids. Let's see if I can get it. The fogger's coming on at the same time. We'll bring this to the front here, and I'll turn around quickly. We'll come back to him. So there's my new hydro fogger and the misting system. So it's because the door is open there, it's letting in all the dry air from outside. But it works quite well. It's not nearly as loud as the last one. I think it's a little bit bigger as well. So gives a little bit of humidity into the air while we talk. But I think what I'm going to do now that you've seen it going is I'm just going to make an adjustment here and shut her off for the rest of the video. You can see how foggy it gets in here quickly. So back over here, my first carnivorous bromeliad. It was kind of it came in huge, and I don't know how carnivorous it really is. There's a tag. It's a reducta, kind of tubular, of course, like a bromeliad, and there's a tiny bit of water in the bottom still. In bright light they should be kind of a yellow color. This wasn't too yellow. It was pretty hangy to start with. So it's been staked, and we'll see what happens with the new growth anyways. I'm keeping it in with the orchids because that's where it's going to be the brightest, and that guy needs some bright light. My little cephalotus here, they've been flowering for me this spring and summer. They're doing really well. Lots of new growth on them. I've harvested quite a few seeds, so you can see some seed pods on these guys. That'll be neat. I'll try my luck at sowing them and see how we do. We have a sherry baby that is out that I'm smelling right now, and it smells awesome. One of my favorite orchids. I love them. I have enough that I usually always have one somewhere in bloom. I'm just finding other spikes. There's a sherry baby spike there. I see another spike here going like straight through the shelving. Just going to try to move them to the side so they don't get smashed by a pot on the shelf above. There we go. So I didn't know I had those spikes. That's kind of cool. Just keeps blooming away. I love the smell. Hunt down a sherry baby if you can. What else do we have? Not quite out yet, but look at the spikes on my Brassa Orchid. Huge, thick spikes on it. Another spike on that Brassa over there. Looks like I have another frag slipper orchid just about to open. That's an Andean Fire. A little bit of my culminaria left. I see some more spikes over there. That's another culminaria type, an Oncidium. Beautiful Dendrobium phalaenopsis here. I love how dark this one is. It is about as dark a purple as I have seen in one of these guys. Hopefully the backlighting won't get in the way. Nice looking orchid. Some more cephalotus flowers. What was this guy here? He's still going. This is my Proscheckia gluteana. It is just a sequential bloomer that has lasted for months and months. What else do we have going? I've had to do some serious beefing up of pots. I shoved a bunch more moss in the bottom of this. That's just growing like crazy. I can't believe it. What else? Sadly, Phalaenopsis is done. My little miniature Dendrobium here. Still doing well. His blooms last a long time. Hopefully I can focus there. Lots and lots of roots. Oh, if we look up really high, I wasn't quite prepared, but there's a Cattleya. I think that's an Ornata. Can't see the tag. And this one looks like BLC Little Mermaid up there. Too bad it's facing the wrong direction. I should have brought them down. Sorry about that. More cephalotus in here. My little succulent is back there. It's doing good. I forget about it most of the time, but it plugs along. Nice one here. This is a hybrid. Here we are. Miltonia. And there's the hybrid there. Benoitia candida. So we'll shove that tag back in. There was a Wilsonaria. It just faded. It had huge spikes on it. Huge spikes. Another sherry baby's coming out. This one has got massive spikes too. Look at this spike. That's a 4-foot spike. It's up at the 6-foot shelf. And this plant is down here. And it's on the 2-foot shelf level. Here's another nice one here. This one is Miltassa Shalop. Very prolific bloomer. One of the few that didn't get repotted this year that desperately needs it. A little light Phalaenopsis, kind of a yellow color. Pretty nice. More of the same. There's actually more back there as well, looking at it now. It's got 4 or 5 spikes on it. It's been going for a while too. There's a dead spike. But it does really well. My Zoomid fogger for in here crapped out. This is like everything's been crapping out on me. So I lost the fogger. I lost the hydrofogger. I have a new part coming for that and it should be fixed. But right now the humidity is a little low in here. This is my warm growing chamber. Has some Hoyas in it, has some Nepenthes in. This is Renwardiana seedlings. Look at my new Hoyas, the warm growing ones. The new leaves growing all over them. New little bical. Big leaf jump. That's this picture was kind of already like a little picture and it just sort of swelled a little bit while it was in my care. But this one will be truly my picture here. My original bical is looking awesome. Let's see if I can swing it around. Got some nice pictures on it. Clupeta, the same. Another Hoya. It's starting to grow some new leaves. And it's starting to vine a bit. A few new Nepenthes, Virillii. Another Virillii. Transplanted the Rafflesiana. It has some nice pictures on it. There's a big one back there. I don't know if you can see that. That is a big picture back there. There's some nice sized ones right here too. Everything's doing really well in here. Ampullaria is doing quite well in here as well. So nothing, no problems other than the fogger. You can still see where the cord is for the fogger, the tubing. And it just has a fan in here, a couple black lights, a cool white, and an incandescent for some heat. It automatically vents out up here when it gets to 95 Fahrenheit and goes from there. Why don't we take a break, and then we will go into the lowland or the Highland chamber here. Okay, let's continue on. So another new thing I have the shelf. Shelf is on wheels. I thought it'd be good to have like a little cart sort of thing in here, so it works pretty well, and I can move the shelf wherever I need to go. It quickly filled up with all my greenhouse junk. It has all kinds of stuff on there. The vanilla plant is doing really well, considering I've had this thing for years, and the original vine was actually here and it died. And this was an offshoot, and I think I finally figured this guy out, and he's growing really nicely. So that's a good thing. And yeah, he probably grows at least one of these every few days. He's growing quite quickly. I know when I was in Mexico in April, he had this much new growth on him. So May, June, July, 3 months, he's growing 18 or 24 inches. So not bad there. And I've been bringing him in at night. He just wasn't doing good with the low nighttime temperatures in here. And with a big squeak and a hiss of a fan, we'll open up the lowland chamber, or the Highland chamber here. This is a cooled growing environment. Gets to 72 degrees, 73 degrees max. That's like 22 Celsius. Telepogon is in bloom. Looks really nice. Just did a video update on these guys, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in here, but everything in here is doing quite well. Up top are a couple Vandas, and you're not going to be able to see it, but I think they're both in spike. The spikes are just starting. A lot of Hoyas are up here now. Lots of new growth, like that's a new leaf off the cutting, and these are new leaves here. So everything is starting to take off for the Hoyas. Look at this. This is a Hoya cutting, and it actually is going to bloom on me. Not the biggest bouquet of blooms, but look, they're starting to form, so that's kind of cool. And that one is species Dave Phil. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Put my truncata out here. So it was in the lowland chamber, but it's out here now. It's gotten quite big, quite a few new pictures. Got a really crappy order of Nepenthes here that I'm not going to go into. But yeah, they came in crappy. Nepenthes lingulata is just sitting there. I guess I was just watering it this morning, and that's where it dripped dry. My fern here, staghorn fern, growing like crazy in here. What else? Here is Miltonia, or pansy orchid. I love this kind. It smells like roses. Even right now it smells like roses, so that's nice. Here's another Phalaenopsis. This one is, I always forget, Falcata. Just checking the tag. It has 3 spikes. Being it's a species, it never blooms a whole lot per spike. Close-up of the hydrofogger. Not going to focus on it, but there's a close-up of it. New fan in the corner. A few Mastivalias are out there. This little guy here, this is my tiniest little orchid. Not even sure exactly what he is. Liparis, species India. And we'll just move back up. Most of my Hoyas made it to the top shelf now as we're falling along. So tons of new growth starting on them. That was growing a few inches. Lots of leaves. Lots of leaves on them. So all of these leaves are new on my cuttings. You can see a whole bunch of spikes. That is Lilalia anceps. There's 2 different plants there, but I see at least 4 spikes at this point. And it just bloomed for me in the spring, so that's nice. I get a bonus round there. Nepenthes Miranda, upper pitchers. Lots of upper pitchers. There's one like at the rafters. My Path Temptation is still going, although it's not going very strong anymore. It's been going for a while though, so that's nice. It bloomed 2 years in a row. These are all my Dracula orchids here. Well, most of my Draculas. I've been starting to cover them with shade cloth inside the greenhouse. So shade cloth on the outside on a bright day, shade cloth on the inside. They haven't been liking this bright greenhouse as much as my old greenhouse, but it's hard to please everybody. Here is a Hoya in bloom. There, it's a Carnosa. Looking a little bit like it's fading. There's a few blooms out here. This is another different kind of Hoya. That's the crinkle leaf. Lots of buds on them. Lots of buds. So I see a spike on the Miranda up there. It's a boy. What else can I show you? Just trying not to step on the masdevallias here. My Disa orchids are coming up with secondary shoots. This is a secondary shoot here. The original plant is back there, so it's got a big one coming up on it. And I see now a little third shoot is coming up, so that's good. Disas are doing good. This, if you follow my videos, was how to sow air plant seeds, and we sowed these seeds together. You can see what they've become. So they've definitely germinated. A few other trays of air plant seeds as well, if we go focus. This is a great plant. I love my Glandulifera crossboschiana. More Miranda pictures sort of in our face here. This is my new Utricularia area. So I have an Alpina. Let's see. I've never actually said these names out loud, so we'll see how I do. Nephorlia. This one finally has a new leaf on it. And forget the name. But it should be recognizable. I'll have to put the name on that. This one's a Longfolia. It's doing well. That's my original. Another one here. There's not much in that pot. Pubescence. Tridenta. It's doing okay. So, a few Utricularias anyways. There's a Utricularia flower up there. Nepenthe seedlings. Getting some size on some of them. Nagas. Nigras, Tubaca, Flava, Jamban. Those are ones that have sort of separated out because they've been bigger. We have some more of the same, some different. Some Flava, some Ephipiata, and a few others back there as well. So they're doing good. Looks like it's almost time for watering. My Lamii here. He's plugging along. He's not dead. He needs a bit of a watering too. I keep him on the drier side anyways, but getting a little bit of new leaves to him. I know he's tiny. He is definitely my slowest growing plant. These Nepenthes here, they're all doing good. They're more of a shade-loving kind. Big pictures on them. Mira, Paleta, Diania, Leonardo-ei. A couple new ones here. This one I'm going to butcher the name. Hemiguetensis. There's a spatulata. That's the one that was in the last video of ants versus plants. This is a new picture. After that video, all the pictures basically died quite quickly. Went into picture death overload. Here is another Miltonia. Some more Nepenthes here. Some more little things down here. Restripias. All my Lycastes are down here now in full leaf. Couple aquatic utricularias. My Spectabilis is looking pretty nice. It's got some nice pictures on it. My Ventricosa's got some nice uppers up there. I see a few new shoots coming. My Sibuensis has got a new shoot coming out there and a basil on the bottom, so pretty happy with that. And this one here, I transplanted my Bongso, so hopefully it'll be happier. It was drying out so fast. Nice pictures on it. Looks similar to the Rob Cantley. The Rob Cantley just got a new picture here, a little bit bigger than the last, so that's kind of nice. What else? Some bromeliads back there. Vicii, still small. Phasiliana, Lowii, getting bigger. All I can say is getting bigger. Definitely a slow grower. Macrophylla, there's its latest picture. It's looking good as well. And we got lots to cover still, so why don't we take a short break and I will be right back. Okay, let's continue on here. Heliamphoras doing quite nicely. I keep getting bigger and bigger pictures on them. I see there's another flower spike back there. Neblinae, Saracinoides, Tatii, Expendiculata, Himentensis. These are two new ones. They still need some love. This is a Parva. And this guy here is Hubertii. Heterodoxa at the back. Heterodoxa across and Ozii. Probably butchered that. Pilosa down there. Pretty good. He's a very full pot. My new ant plants, they are getting some new leaves on them, so I take that as a good sign. That's Armata. This one's got a few yellowing leaves on it. I don't necessarily take that as a bad sign. Tuberosa and Species Nova. So they're all doing pretty good for how long they've been here. Pitapangii looking nice. Some new little Fuscas, Flavas, Phalix, Intermis, Hamata cross Platychilla. And look at this, it's not there yet, but Ventricosa cross Hamata. It is, those were the cuttings we did together. I made a video on the cuttings, so it's getting its first picture. Butterworts, Mexican butterworts. I just filled the tray with water again. I let it go completely dry. Lots and lots of flowers on this. Tons of flowers all the way through. They just don't stop flowering. Beautiful, easy plants. And they keep the fungus gnats down. This one I'm afraid we're like one day away from seeing. That is a Cattleya maxima across something. The tag is on the floor somewhere. Right here is another nice one here. That is my, let me see, Promisia. It's still going. All the flowers are underneath, and this Cattleya is in the middle of it, but it's been going for a good month or two now. Another Oncidium down here. Spikes coming out in two directions because they weren't staked. Hamatas are all down here. They don't like the direct hot sun as much, so they're down here. Red hairy Hamata. I'm looking not too bad. That's the biggest picture, but we have bigger pictures coming hopefully. That one just popped. Big leaf jumps anyways. Lots of nice Hematopichers back here. Lots of little Hematopichers coming and all kinds down there. Phalaenopsis. This guy belongs in the house, but he looks good. Beautiful plant, actually. Love the color. More Nepenthes. Raja is looking nice. Edwardsiana. A couple Attenburyi. Some more Rajas. Lavicola up there. Cercilia. McFarlanei has a picture. Here is another little Cattleya cross. This one here has still got the tag. And there it is there. Diat is full of pictures. Glabrata, full of pictures. Jamban, full of pictures. They're all doing very well. My Vanda is just starting to open. This one, when it opens, there's a lot of white in it, and then it sort of fades to more of a purple. Sorry about the backlighting, but probably as good as we're going to get today. There we go. There's a decent shot of it. Interesting little hybrid here. First time bloomer for me. It is a Zygopetalum cross. And you're going to have to read the tag sideways if it'll focus at all. Now you're going to have to read it the right way. There we are. So, first time bloomer. I'm hoping it'll have more flowers on the spike next time. Another Miltonia pansy orchid. This guy here I've had to move down. This is one of my Vandas we put in a pot. It is just growing and growing, and I thought I was going to throw a spike and it didn't. And now I see another one down here. And this is my Rantheria. Down behind that is my sensitive plant. It is more like a sensitive bush now, or tree. It's done pretty good back there. I see a few epidendrums buried back in there in it as well. It's always funny what you see when you're get down on your knees. Bromeliads back there. You can see Guzmani flower spike, maybe. There it is. But yeah, lots happening. Lots and lots happening in the greenhouse. So here's just a quick shot of the whole thing. I think that's going to be about it. The air plants are all doing well up there. Not much to report on them. No flower spikes this time of year on them. And yeah, everything seems to be doing okay. So I guess the next update, we're going to be in the fall, in September. And I guess the outside plants I'm going to have to start thinking about bringing back in. There's a quick shot of my outdoor garden. A little bird in the hibiscus. Hibiscus in flower. Yeah, so anyways, that is the greenhouse update for August. I hope you liked this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching.